freelancers, especially those who use Upwork, I'm going to show you how to vet a client so you don't waste money or time or connects, pitch into work that you want, and you will close more clients this way. If you are a freelancer struggling with Upwork, I highly recommend that you save this video. I promise you it's really valuable, but it is quite long at nearly 9 minutes, but there's a lot of good, insightful stuff in here. So give it a save and come back later when you can focus on it. Okay, so this is my Upwork profile. And before you go into even close any jobs, you're going to need to fill out your full profile. So I've got a pretty good description here. It's easy to read. I've got a video. I can't say that I noticed the video really helped actually, but if you can, if you're the sort of person that's happy in front of the camera, I recommend you do it. I do have a consultation. My work history looks good, but obviously that comes with time. I've got a portfolio piece. A lot of this portfolio is not even from Upwork. As you can see, I've kind of made the first few look like they belong to the same brand. My skills are all in there. I've got a project catalogue, which I don't really think I get any leads from actually. And importantly, I've got this testimonial here. So this is actually a really good friend of mine who I've worked with for about 10 years. She left me with this review in 2022. Upwork verified it. And I've worked with Lee, not for her, she's not a client, but she was able to vouch for me professionally. I've got my certifications here on my profile. There are free courses for freelancers. I recommend you take them and put them on your Upwork, just to kind of prove, that you can say what you say you do. Employment history, obviously none of this is from Upwork clients. These are just jobs I had before I was a freelancer. And then in other experiences, I've put any of my published writings. You could put anything in here that's relevant, volunteer work, whatever, anything that kind of helps build your profile. Okay, now let's go and find a job. So we're going to go to find work. And I'm going to search for a writing job because I know that's what a lot of people who follow me are interested in. This is how you vet a client to see whether or not it's worth applying for. So the first thing you want to do is I would start by using these filters. I'm from the UK, so Upwork gives me the option to work with UK clients only. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I want to work with anyone worldwide. If you're a new freelancer, I would recommend that you start with an entry-level job. Stay away from expert unless you truly are one. In order to get these jobs, what you really need is a profile that supports that you are intermediate or expert. I didn't really touch the expert jobs until I was expert vetted, which was about 2022. So it took me 2 years into my freelance journey to have the kind of courage to go for the expert jobs. Okay, so a lot of people, and this is a real gripe of mine, complain about the rates on Upwork. If you don't want a $5 job, don't put $5 as a minimum. Just start looking from a rate that you're happy with. Let's say $20 to $60 per hour. Another kind of complaint people have, and I totally understand this, is that jobs can end up getting a lot of proposals in a short amount of time, and that's so true. They can. So what we're going to do is tick between 0 and 10, basically. That's quite filtered, but there's still 85 results there. And another thing you can do, I think, ticking payment verified, as you can see, it takes away 3/4 of the jobs. But if someone's payment verified, they've verified their payment method on Upwork. So you're almost guaranteed they've hired someone on Upwork before. So they're probably going to be good to work with. They're going to have their payment method sorted out. So you're going to get paid. And, they've worked with freelancers before. They know how it goes. And that's going to be a slightly easier journey for you as well if it's your first time working with someone. Okay, that's probably all I would go through. There are more options. You can even search by number of connects required. And then we can search through and see which of these jobs look any good. I'm actually going to pause my video while I do this just to save some time as I find something good. Okay, of those 26 jobs, and bear in mind I had a lot of filters on there, I found 4 that I would potentially apply for. So this one's looking for a real estate broker, so it's very, very specific. But if you've got any experience in real estate, you are really going to stand out on this. And it could be a really good job. They're looking for a graphic designer, so this is actually in the wrong category. They're looking for 10 to 15 hours per week at your desired hourly rate. That sounds really good. They've put an hourly rate of $10 to $25, so you could pitch anywhere between there. You could also pitch higher if you wanted to, but I would say it would slightly decrease your chances of securing the job. If it was my first job, I would be looking to meet them somewhere within $10 to $25. The client's active because they viewed it only a couple of days ago. They've only had 5 to 10 proposals. And they're interviewing one already, but I still might be tempted to apply for that. An interview basically just means they've messaged the freelancer. It doesn't mean anything serious. Now, there's one thing that bugs me about this client is you can see they've got only like 4.15, reviews. So I'm wondering what's gone down there. Generally, clients don't have anything less than 5 reviews, to be honest, because freelancers tend to. It's not very often you would leave a client a bad review, to be honest, because you would obviously expect to not work with that client once you've left them a bad review. So anything lower than 5, I'm a little bit suspicious. So we can go through here and see like what's happened in their history. This freelancer gave them just over 4 stars. This freelancer's given them 1 star, which is really poor. This is the main problem. So I'd be reading through this to see what I think, but generally they have got quite good reviews. But if you look, they're leaving their freelancers some pretty low reviews. Like there's a 1-star review to a freelancer there, 3 stars, 3 stars. It doesn't bode well for me. So I don't like that they don't seem to be building very good relationships with their freelancers. So for that reason, I wouldn't take that job. I wouldn't even bother applying for it. This one looks great. They want a blog writer for a local photography website. So if your hobby is photography, if you've got a nice like an Instagram, this could be for you. They just want 1 blog post per week. They want you to emphasize the keywords they're going after. So they're going to give you the keywords and then you're going to add them into the content. And they want you to find a nice stock photo. They're asking a lot for the wage, $7 to $20. But you've got to remember this is a global marketplace. They might not mind where someone is located. So they might, pay someone in a different location $7. Now this client has got 2 questions on this job. So the first one is, do you have SEO software, writing software? If so, what is it? I wouldn't stop this from applying if it were me. I would just say perhaps that you're a new writer, you don't have it yet, but you're really keen to learn, or you Google it and see what you might be willing to purchase or what you might be willing to demo, and just say that. With the fact that it's got few proposals, I would still consider applying for that. How long will it take you to complete 1 blog post? That's easy because it says here they want 1 per week. So if you can't do 1 per week, or ideally 1 in like 3 to 4 working days, don't apply, obviously. What I like about this particular client is they've got good reviews generally. Like obviously we're seeing a little bit of lower reviews, but this seems to be for the link building side of things. So I'm not really that concerned about that. They've got a lot of good reviews. So they've got 4.68, really high, 219 reviews. That's great. And what we're seeing here is they've got an 84% higher rate. So 84% of the jobs they put out result in a hire, and they've spent 43k and 300 hires. They're looking like a solid client to me. This is exactly the type of job I would be pitching for when I started to freelance, for sure, especially if I was into photography. I'm not going to do these other 2 actually, just because you can see the process there for vetting the client. It's basically the same. So while I do appreciate Upwork and be frustrating, you just need to ignore the crap that you don't want, ignore the low rates, ignore the high proposals, and filter down to the jobs with the most promise for you.